Hello guys, today we're going to be seeing what are phenomena. So you can go ahead and open up these three sites. You can pause the video for now, it starts playing automatically. But we'll be starting with the Jamboard right here. Go ahead and open that up. Alright, so natural and human-induced phenomena. Your statement of inquiry is scientists make observations and ask questions to construct systems that explain how the world works. So basically what that means is there's so many things going on in our world, on Earth, in different areas, and the job of the scientist is to observe all these events. We ask questions related to those events, and then we want to organize our observations, information, our data to explain how the world works, right? How that specific event works and why it works the way it does. So we construct a system to do that. Your standards that you'll be applying to you is apply scientific principles to design a method for monitoring and minimizing a human impact on the environment. So we will be using scientific principles. We will be using the scientific method in this case. And we'll be making observations on Google Earth and images to make observations on human impact, whether it's positive or negative. And the second one is ask questions to clarify evidence of the factors that have caused the rise in global temperatures over the past century. So as you know, we do have climate change, and part of that climate change is natural, and the other part is human-induced. So we accelerate climate change. And just off these images right here, starting off with this one over here, what kind of change do you guys notice in this first image? You guys can pause the video just to kind of think about what kind of change you guys have in this image right here alone. And the second question would be, do you think this is human-induced or this is naturally occurring? The same thing applies with this image right here. So you have a lot of sand. The wind is picking up a lot of sand from the Sahara and it's pushing it towards the Americas. Do you think this is human-induced or is this naturally occurring? And do you think this is positive or negative? This next image, so you have this before image and then you have the after image. Again, do you think this is human-made or naturally made? And do you think this is positive or negative? This one's a bit tricky. So you can pause and think about this one here. Do you think this is human-induced? Do you think this is naturally happening? Do you think this is positive, or do you think this is negative, a negative impact or a positive impact? You can pause the video, and then this one over here. So let me enlarge that a bit. So is this positive, negative? Is it human-induced or is it naturally occurring? Alright, so we can move on. So on the next slide, you have a set of instructions. You will be working with a group paired or with 3 people. If you're not in the same country or region, that's fine. If you work by yourself, you can work at your own pace. So right here, you would work either by yourself or with your group, and make sure you make a copy of this document. So how do you make a copy of this document? You go to these 3 little buttons over here, the 3 little circles, and make a copy. Click OK, and it should open your own tab on your browser. So you should have your own copy of that. And go ahead and share that with me. So you guys make a copy and share it with me. Moving on. So make sure you write your name. So right here, group member, you write your name right below it. And then go ahead and watch the video that's on Google Classroom on what are phenomena from Twig Science. It's 1 minute. Should be really quick. And then later on, you're going to open the website, this Google Earth time lapse. So you can copy and paste this over here, not go directly to the link right here. So click on the link and you should be taken to this website right here. So you have a lot of images here. You have a lot of locations. So what you're going to do is choose one location. You can choose one location. There's so many to pick from. And it's going to open up a new window like this. And it's going to show the coordinates. So what you're going to do is click on search, and you should be zoomed in to that specific region. If not, click enter. You can click enter and you should be zoomed in. So it's going to take a while to load because it's a set of images going from 1984 to 2018. So it's going to take a while to load that. So once that loads, you can click on play and it's going to start running the images, and you're going to start seeing changes in the city that you chose or in the location that you chose. You're going to start seeing changes in terrain. You're going to start seeing changes in rivers. You're going to start seeing changes in infrastructure for cities. So either cities will expand or they will get smaller. You will see a lot of changes in agriculture. So they'll making observations based on the things that you guys see on the images on this time lapse. What you're going to do is you're going to write those observations right here. So under this category of observations, and you guys can put this wherever you want. If you want to put your observations over here, you can do that. If you want to put them over here, that's fine. So you can put any specific observations that you guys notice from the time lapse right here. On this category right here, you're going to either draw an image, you can take screenshots, you can make a drawing of what you guys see. I normally take a screenshot of the before and after, so I take a screenshot of 1984 of what's happening there. I take a screenshot of 2018, and then somewhere down the middle, maybe you can take a screenshot of 19 or maybe 2000, somewhere down the middle, and you guys can put them there. You guys can put them there on your Jamboard, so you guys can see the differences in the terrain and the other activities that you might see in that location. On this category over here, you guys can write down any questions related to what you guys are observing, like why is this river overflowing? What could have caused this change in deforestation? You guys can write questions like that. So if you notice those kinds of phenomena on your maps. And then your hypothesis, you guys can write down what do you think, like things that you think are occurring. So why do you think the things that you're observing are occurring? Is it because maybe city development, or maybe there was a flood or some kind of hurricane that affected a river or a certain area that you guys are observing in that map? You guys put anything that you might think is affecting your location that you guys chose right here. And if you need more space, you guys can make more slides. You can make more slides if you have too little space on this one and work there. Anything I'm missing? Oh yeah. Do not Google anything, guys. Don't Google anything related to explanations as to why these things are happening. So let's say you're curious about why a specific area is being affected so much. Don't Google it. At least not yet. We'll do that last. But try to figure out what's happening in that area before you even Google it. And then what else? Let's see. That's about it. So if you guys have any questions, you can write to me on my Google Classroom. You can write to my email, and I will try to answer as fast as possible. And you guys get started with that.